Hey guys, my name is Simpzy. How are you all doing? Welcome back to some more Medieval 2 Total War. Here today, we're going to be starting episode 3 of my Era Total War Conquest campaign as Scotland. So guys, if you still are enjoying this series and would like to see more, the best way to ensure more content is to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, let me know in the comment section down below feedback and suggestions for the campaign thus far. Feel free to leave a dislike if you're not enjoying it, of course, and would prefer me to let's play another strategy game on the channel instead. I'll put in the description below the mod if you guys like to download it and play along with me, as there are a lot of interesting factions in this series. Spain, the Ottomans, you can play as China, or the Japanese. But in today's episode, we're going to be declaring war upon Denmark and Norway, and hopefully take some territory in Scandinavia. You blink, and the world changes in a flash. So welcome back to the campaign. So we're currently playing as Scotland. We have the entirety of the United Kingdom: Scotland, Ireland, Wales, York, and London here, of course. In the last episode, we managed to take our first settlement here in the Americas. We managed to take the Cherokee Nation here. On my way home, we managed to auto-resolve our way through and take Quebec. We've taken sort of the eastern part of Canada, and we also managed to take Greenland on the way home as well. So we currently have 3 full stacks at the moment, but Europe has changed quite a lot. As I feared a Spanish attack on my position here in the New World, I needed to make an alliance with them. So diplomacy in Europe, it's actually changed quite a bit. So we've got an alliance now with the Kingdom of Spain, the Kingdom of France, Sweden, and the Papal States. Protestantism is on the decline. The Catholics have really taken Europe, Central Europe, and got a stranglehold on it. The diplomacy around Europe has changed a bit. The Spanish actually declared war upon the French, taking Bordeaux and Marseille. The French actually declared war upon the Holy Roman Empire, and they don't exist anymore. They lost their territories here of Munich, Bern in Switzerland, what is this here? Frankfurt. They've also lost Hamburg, and the Spanish have pushed all the way up and taken Copenhagen from the Danes. Now, as I'm a bit of an opportunist, we have a chance to hit the Danes, and we're going to actually try and take Norway off them, then potentially push upon Stockholm in Sweden and a couple of their territories a little bit higher north. As you can see on the map, Africa, Europe, and Asia has changed a bit as well. The Ottoman Empire has rapidly pushed down into Africa itself and has taken a lot of territories. I was actually going to send an army to try and raid and maybe take an African city. However, even though this is grey, this isn't rebel. These territories actually belong to the Songhai Empire, which I nearly raided accidentally, but we'll leave it at that. So, I'll show you where my armies are. We're going to be attacking Norway in today's episode. We currently have... this must be King James here, I imagine. Yep, King James the Fox with a full stack here. We're going to be pushing into Bergen, hopefully trying to take Norway. And we've also got Prince Francis back from his conquest in the Americas. He is a whopping 6-star commander. Now guys, you would have noticed in previous episodes I had a bit of a problem with VSync. Every single time I load up the game, my settings reset for some reason, and I've obviously done this before I started recording the series, testing the mod, see if it was working. And this campaign, we are using normal unit scale, which is a shame. I didn't mean to, but the settings reset all the time. So we're already 3 episodes in. We're already probably, I don't know how many turns. I mean, 39 turns in, so there's no point of restarting the campaign just to get that large unit scale or ultra. So I do apologize if I do another series on this. Yeah, I'll put it up to large. So if you look at your campaigns, you probably have bigger unit scales, and I'm sure a couple of you have already pointed it out in the comments. Well, I've seen it. You guys definitely have. So I'll fix that for the next campaign, but we are using normal unit scale, which, not really much you can do. Okay, so, like I said, the Spaniards actually hold... the thing is, right, the Spaniards are so massive at the moment. They've got so much territory in Italy and Central Europe. It's just an absolute goldmine. What's going on in Europe? The Russians are losing a little bit of territory. The Middle East is pushing upon the Ottoman Empire. Nothing really too much is going on in China here as well. Korea. Oh, I've got a diplomat here. I've got trade rights with most of the known world. We do have another army here just south of Africa here. Hopefully, we can send this to Australia and colonise it for myself. I will actually head over to Madagascar. That could be another trading outpost. So we're playing with Scotland, of course. My main objective is to create a massive Scottish empire. We've already got the entirety of the United Kingdom. I want to try and take some territory here in Europe because it's really, really hard and sought after. I'm trying to sort of pick off factions that are quite weak and on the back foot. Copenhagen, the Danish capital, is now fallen. I do believe they've only got like 2 territories left, which will be good. So we've already got the Cherokee nations here. Let me know if I should rename this to... What would this be? I don't know geography too well in the Americas. It's East Coast. This is probably Georgia. I imagine, because Florida's here, St. Augustine, but it's really quite condensed. I imagine this is like that's New York, I would say. That's probably Jersey. I guess this must be like Washington, D.C. or something. But there's no way you know what the fuck this state is. Americans, so... Leave me alone. I think my geography is not too bad. I reckon I could probably name the 50 states of America. Could you name all the Australian states? Have the challenge. See if you can do it. And territories. Okay, regardless, what else are we doing? Family tree-wise, King James is line secure as well. Angus is 7. But let's get stuck into a couple of battles. So yeah, we've got an alliance with the Pope, even though we're Protestant, which is interesting. Regardless, let's disembark where we can and have a crack at the Danes. The more we can bring in, the better. So let's try and disembark you then. So let's declare war straight upon the Denmark-Norwegian capital. There already seems to be ships flooding. So we've started the siege here today, and we'll move up our king as reinforcements, hopefully. War with the Kingdom of Scotland and Denmark-Norway. Alliance in tatters, Scotland and Sweden. Really? Oh, wow. So we probably can press against them now. I wasn't expecting that. Regardless, let's have a look at the odds of taking Bergen, their capital. Okay, so we have King Frederick the Poet. 5-to-1 ratio, only has 105 men defending him. Heir apparent, Lord Marshal of Danish blood. 21 years of age. We'll probably auto-resolve this one straight out. Victory! We lost 5 men. Prince Francis, the Conqueror of the Americas, has taken Norway here today. What a king he is going to be. Whoa! 63,000? Hell yeah, we're going to sack the city. Faction destroy Denmark and Norway? No way! Oh, the Spanish must have done most of the heavy lifting there. That's crazy. Well, how long will it take to get up here? Because I imagine that's rebel territory now. 3 turns to go up through the mountains. Okay, well, we're going to repair where we can. And we are going to move most of that money now back to the UK. Being an island nation, we're pretty stable at the moment. Like, it'd be pretty hard for anyone to really take significant territory against me. Diplomacy-wise, we could do a little bit here. There's some Mongolians. We have a mission here to get trade. But the thing is, right, they're probably going to get more pissed off with me because in Total War, if you don't have a port, they get pissed off. In Medieval 2, if you don't have a port and start trying to trade with a landlocked nation, they do get pretty pissy. However, my finances are absolutely fantastic now. Denmark, where's France? And Spain. Spain has an alliance with the Habsburgs and Portugal. Enemies with Ottoman Empire, Ming. I probably should try and get an alliance with the Habsburgs. It's probably not a bad shout. Regardless, let's chuck a quick save and end the turn. Let's try and burn through a couple of turns now. So I've sort of recapped the standing. Protestantism is failing in the European continent. However, we need to keep really good relations with the Spanish as we're going to fight with them here against some rebels so that a crusade doesn't get called against me. Technically, there is a difference between Protestantism and Catholicism in this time period of 1556, and the Pope does still have the ability to call a crusade on us and unite the Catholic kingdoms. I don't think I can change my religion. I would kind of like to. I might have a quick look at London, because Protestantism, like I was saying, is really falling. We've knocked out the UK. You'd think we'd be Catholic anyway, because we're Scottish, and the majority of Scottish were Catholic, weren't they? Wasn't this the whole fucking thing about the Reformation? Weren't the Irish and the Scottish mostly Catholic? Oh, a jihad has been called. Successful. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. India, man, the Ottoman Empire. That must have been rebel. There must be some rebel territory in India. Maybe we can start that up. But you got to give it to the Ottomans. They are absolutely carving up here at the moment, because they have just amazing trading lanes. Like, this is probably the height of the Ottoman Empire at this period. War declared, the Ascaga Shogunate and the Kingdom of Portugal. Ah, Japan! Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. They're at war with them. That's the Ascaga Shogunate. Oh, cool. So we can actually see some Japanese troops. Wow, they're all the way in Mongolia. Keido Washio. Mongol Lancers. Samurai! Oh, how cool do these units look? Maybe we should play as a Japanese faction. Or play as the Ascaga Shogunate. That'd be really cool. And then trying to go all the way to Europe. That'd be crazy, like a challenge or something. Okay, cool. Well, let's go back with our armies here. I guess we can just sort of control a merge. And, well, we might actually allow King James to get some experience. Whoa, there's a settlement here? What's this? Nidaros. Okay, so there's a settlement here, Rebel. We're actually pushing into Swedish territory, that's fine. We can actually see a territory here. I think that probably belongs to, or would have belonged to, the Danes. So we actually have Iceland. Iceland isn't a territory. Okay, that's alright. Well, we can actually move Prince Francis here north, and we'll push up and attack Nidaros. But I might need to rename, especially some of these territories here. I might actually look to rename that. Quebec City's fine. Godthba. I don't know what the capital of Greenland actually is. Okay, so can we change our religion? Protestant. University. Capable of upgrading military. No. Public order. No, I don't think there's actually a decision. No. I don't think we can change our religion whatsoever. Kind of sucks, but it's whatever. Okay, let's try and increase our tradable goods here. Where else? Farming. We're upgrading our walls, which will expand the city. Finally! We've upgraded the Cherokee town. Wow, there was only a population of like 500 at one point. We're slowly building up our territories in the New World. I've got a low taxation on, as I want to encourage growth and prosperity. They're heading to Madagascar. We'll try and get a battle in today's episode, but we'll just sort of see what happens on the European stage. So let's head down to the Habsburg dynasty, and that's them. So would you like an alliance? Balanced? Sure, I'd love that. Just reject it. I can give you plenty of money. Like, if it's going to be a financial issue, we can really remedy that. 1,000 isn't going to cut it. However, like 2,500. But yeah, let me know in the comments, guys, where you'd like me to expand for this series. Oh, just reject it again. Like, we've got plenty of money. I really want to try and get this through. The more alliances we can get, the better. They're seriously not interested, so we might have to wait a bit longer. Okay, let's send my diplomat north, just to sort of see what the Swedes sort of have. Let's end the turn and continue. But yeah, we'll just sort of see how we go. I'll try pick apart weaker and smaller European nations to increase my authority in Europe, but we'll just sort of have to see. We don't really have the economy, nor the military powerhouse to really take out France or something like that. And yep, there's more rebel territory in the north, which is good. I just have a quick sip there of drank. Okay, candidate for adoption. Benefactor Prince Francis the White. Ragnald of Aberdeen. I would like some more generals if we could. So, the Great Ming are at war with people. Okay, whoa, Sweden has pushed up to Murmansk and trying to take their territory. Interesting. We're going to push now in with Francis to start that siege. I don't reckon they're going to win that. They're going to come close. We can always try and intervene. That's a rather large force there. No general either. So we're pushing further up into Norway. What would be Norway? So we're going to be coming up against 10 to 3. 2 units of Swedish or Scandinavian pikes. Sverdestafs. Vandernamen. It's a rebel army. 10 to 3. We're better off fighting the Swedes if it does come to that clear victory. 63 men loss. There is no way in hell we would have lost more. Would have lost less than that in a siege. But we're taking Norway with quite ease. The Spanish have done most of the work and heavy lifting, I've got to admit that. But we're going to try and push through and gobble up as much territory as we can. Like I said, I'll try to get a battle, but we'll just sort of see how things have been shaping up. That's why I've been skipping turns ahead in this series, because look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're really soaking up turns. Like, it takes a long time to navigate throughout the Empire. I probably should get another army going on here, because we've expanded our treasury and wages by about 3,000 there. So, let's get another lot of artillery. Let's get another lot of swordsmen. Let's get some proper cannons in. This mercenary muskets cost way too much. Let's just get 2 of those. And then we'll get proper, well, we want to get proper swordsmen for the rest. We'll get them recruiting in York as well. I need to keep an eye on it. Sorry about that one, guys. We actually had a game crash. Just thought I'd let you know if you do end up playing this mod. Ended the turn just to sort of see if it was still stable. But if you do download this mod, it can crash from time to time. It's just the way the setup is with all the scripts and whatnot. So mission successful. We obtained that trade equipment. Only 100 florins. Really? Okay, so end of turn summary here. The Kingdom of Spain are the highest on military. The Sardi dynasty are on financial. Spain with production. Kingdom of Spain with population and overall. Here are battles and regions recruited and whatnot. My construction reports come in alright, and so is my recruitment. The Kingdom of Spain are at war with Sweden. Damn, let's just kind of hope not. Because they're probably going to pit me to the post on a couple of things. Let's try and renegotiate this alliance with Austria. And let's offer them like 5,000. This should get it over the line. Just rejected. I'm not interested anymore. Alright, let's push up here. We want to try and take Stockholm for myself. That is crucial. Okay. Recruitment-wise as well. Bergen, let's try and get bigger walls there. We're building farms in our exterior provinces. How far and how well are we going down the coast here? That's fine. We are probably 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 turns off hitting Madagascar. And that's somewhere what I would like to take in this series. We're currently actually building a secondary army here, just as a bit of defense. We've got plenty of money as well, so we can quite afford it. I quite like my army builds that I'm going for at the moment. So we've got a couple of options here. We could maybe try and push for Murmansk, or maybe we can push back and hold up in Kimi here, because we should go to war with the Swedes, I would say. Let's control a merge up, and let's leave behind 1 unit of pikemen. Is that probably better bet? Oh, probably archers, because we're going to need actual infantrymen to get into the city. So, they're besieging it. Buggy, you fuckers. I was hoping that the Spanish weren't there. Oh, okay. Karl Stenger of Sveden. Huh, okay. Oh, wow. We actually get recruitment of some of these Swedish units. Wow, okay, let's do that. Let's get a couple of these boys in, because we're probably going to need them, actually. They're not bad, eh? Wow. Wow. Oh, fuck that meme. Right, well, we can get the king to aim for Kimi here, which would be a really strong place to hold up in, and probably would disrupt the Swedes a bit. Diplomacy-wise, we can't sort of move around a bit. The Mongols are doing their thing. I think we have trade rights with everyone, though. That's the thing. I'm just trying to think where we can move. Look, I reckon the king is more than competent enough to take Kimi himself, and we can kill Lord Eric in the process. Let's do that. If we do declare war upon Sweden, what are the consequences? Oh, they're at war with no one. We can even get some reinforcements here if we desperately need to. Regardless, we're going to declare war upon the Swedes here today, and we're going to kill Lord Eric. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. The king has taken Kemi. This is Finland now, so let's sack. But look at this, 3,000 it's giving me there. How crazy is that compared to a territory all the way at the edge of the world in the Cherokee Nations? Formerly the colonies. They're giving me like nothing there. Okay, finances wise, we're getting back up as well. I want to try and rally everyone up at like York or something. I think York is probably our mustering hall. Okay, let's chuck a quick save. Let's see if there's any military actions. They could take Copenhagen. That could be cool. I would actually trade Stockholm for Copenhagen, I think. Having Denmark is probably a lot more valuable. But we'll see what the Spanish do. And they're probably just going to wipe them out, I'd imagine. Now, look at that. Oh, no, they won. Looks like the Swedes won that. Okay. But we're really just sort of picking up the crumbs of the Spanish Empire here. They're doing most of the work and heavy lifting. We're just sort of picking up the exterior provinces. We haven't really had a prime epic sort of battle to fight. They could push into something. Okay, merchants in Kemi. Uh-oh, a crusade's been called. Where?
The Holy
Stockholm.
Bible
Oh
may
my
preach
God.
peace, but when it is
The Pope
Christendom
has
itself
commissioned
that
a
is
holy
there,
crusade
and
against
it
this
is every
settlement and
Christian's
urge
duty
all
to defend
Catholics
all
to
that is
join
holy. His
on
Holiness
Stockholm. Because they are a Protestant nation. The first has been called. Crikey. New family member here. Diplomacy. Because the thing is, right, he could still, if we take that, he could still technically call it, couldn't he? Just a wee bit unfair, isn't it? Well, nothing's really happened, funnily enough. So it looks like trying to take Murmansk might be the episode. So could we actually push to Murmansk? We can move this here, but I kind of want to sit in range if they do take Copenhagen. That's what I'm thinking. Because you'd think they'll try and be a bit aggressive. Okay, we've got some reinforcements here. I'd ideally like some artillery or something. But let's send some of these infantry over. Cavalry's not going to get there. But having some reinforcements within Scandinavia might be sort of helpful. Continue to booster up our construction pool everywhere where we can. We should always be constructing where we can. I could try and push out of Kemi. I could try and encourage them for an attack at Murmansk. That might be helpful. Because I wouldn't mind a battle. Yeah, let's try and encourage an attack. Because I'd rather fight a field battle against them. Okay, and this fleet is still heading on its way down to Madagascar. So what I'm waiting for is either Spain to take the initiative and try and take Copenhagen, Sweden to take Copenhagen, so I can come in and take it off them, or if they come out against me, Sweden. If not, we'll just have to push for Murmansk, probably. I should have ended the turn somewhere in Europe so we could actually see some of the political movement. Tsars of Russia aren't doing too much. They actually lost a central Russian territory by the look of it to some of the Iranians or Afghanis. You can see it there in the heart of Russia. I don't know what was taken. It's just a bit of an eyesore and border goal more than anything. But we're doing well in this Scottish campaign. We're picking our moments, we're picking our targets, and we're hitting most of our objectives of creating a Scottish Empire. So what's this territory? What was taken? Kazan. Wow. Reuben and Kazan actually have a pretty good football team, matter of fact. Right. Whoa. Okay, so there's been some massive diplomatic changes. Habsburgs are at war with the Crimea. Sweden's at war with Poland and Portugal due to their crusade. And Habsburgs have broken their alliance with Poland. Wow, okay. We seriously need to get our alliances in check where we can. Okay, so everyone is pushing for Stockholm. The Spanish are there, along with the Polish and Lithuanian Confederacy. We can't really do too much here because Copenhagen hasn't been taken. So we're just sort of sitting here with our tail between our legs. Not doing too much. We can't seem to see this Swedish army. If I can try and find it intercepted on the way home, that'd be good. But if not, we're probably going to take Murmansk here today. And what's actually in this? A pretty decent fight. The thing is, we haven't had a battle in today's episode, so I'm umming and ahhing whether or not to play this one at Murmansk. That's probably not a bad shout. Still continuing to construct units where we can. We might sort of ease up on the recruitment pool here for the time being. We'll keep this army here just in case the Swedes. That's still a large army. They could really do some damage if they want to push for Copenhagen, which I don't know why they're not, to be perfectly honest. Regardless, let's chuck a quick save, and we'll chuck a hard save as well. Rightio then, let's have the battle of today's episode. We're going to take the Swedish territory of Murmansk. 20-9 ratio, 414. Captain Kolben wearing a turban. 2 units of their Fraiser units, basically a pike sort of looking unit. 1 unit of Scandinavian muskets. 2 units of mercenary sword and bucklermen, and some Scandinavian crossbowmen as well. Regardless, let's fight this one on the battlefield here today. We're playing with King James. Had very few battles in, well, his sort of history. When I have won a victory, I do not repeat my tactics, but respond to circumstances in an infinite variety of ways. Sanjetsu. Cool, I guess. Had a couple of fights in Britannia, King James, but it's his son, Prince Francis, who's had most of the accolades, I'd say. Okay, well, let's straight up move the cannons, keen and raring to go, to blow a massive hole in their fortification. Will allow my mortars to rain fire and death upon the enemy, potentially trying to open up another approach. We'll try and open up as many holes as best we can. Okay, cool. So let's make a front line with our pikes here. Strong and firm. Cavalry on the left and right, just in case we get intercepted. I don't think we will, but you never know. Swordsmen. These are the main buggers that are going to be going through the breach. Archers. We could move you up as well, just to put some pressure up and over the top of them. They're probably going to lose more men from arrow fire than what they're probably worth, but you never know. Let's start it. Let's try and put some pressure on them now. Archers, rain fire and death upon the enemy. Mortars, I guess just have a crack. Yeah, have a crack at this piece of wall here. Let the cannons aim for these guys. Move into a wide stance. I'll keep an eye on how many they've lost. They currently have 61 per unit. The thing is, right, sometimes you move your archers up to try and draw fire away from your siege equipment, but we've got cannons now, so they're really far from range and they're not going to be hit. Oh, even some of those guys are getting hit. Shit. My front line's actually getting hit a bit there. Let's fall back then. Wow, I'm surprised upon the range on them. What have they got firing at us? Crossbowmen. They must have some pretty good range. Same with those guys. Okay, so we've only killed no percent, so yeah, let's move back the army. Move back the army as best we can, because I'm kind of underestimating their muskets, I think. We've nearly got down the gate anyway, so it's probably not a bad time to charge the swordsmen, matter of fact, that are going to actually break through it. Mortars are trying to hit the wall. I don't know how well they're doing. Oh yeah, they've got 30%. There we go. The wall's been taken now. Let's charge in. Probably not a bad shout with my cavalry, to be fair. We've got the Scottish Highlandmen moving in, along with our British sword and bucklermen. It's really quite cool that each region has a specific unit tied to it. As we've conquered Britannia, we have a recruitment pool of Britons, and now that we're taking Scandinavia, we're going to have Swedes and Danes at our disposal. Charge! We're through the breach now. Let's move my mortars to try and go further up here. Let's try and break that hole officially. There's no one meeting me here, which is good. So, it's going to allow me to properly flank with my cavalry. Let's send one unit of our Highlandmen to meet here. But really, I want to go straight after that heavy infantry that they've got here. The more men we can move in, the better. And we'll start moving in our pikes as well. Okay, let's try and move my cavalry around the back and into the town square, ideally. Cannons can properly try and break this down. You could probably try and hit like some of these guys here, maybe. My Highlanders are engaging them. Hit these guys that are flanking around. These guys are actually dealing with their general. What on earth are they doing? You need to go, cavalry, this way. Yes, 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 yes. That way, then swing that way. No, go this way. Medieval 2 pathfinding. Still glorious. Okay. Highlanders, you need to stop this, because your boys are going to get absolutely smashed here by a flank. Turn, man, turn! Yep. That's not too bad. They're going to meet them. But it could have been a lot more catastrophic. Right, so basically, continue to go this way. Go, go. It's like pulling teeth with these guys. If we can get into the town square, we can initiate the countdown. The more Scottish lives we can save. And we can stop this reinforcements and surrounding stuff. So come on, cavalry. Go, 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 go. Whip your horse. Whip your horse. The Melbourne Cup's been on recently in Australia. Won a little bit of money. Alright. Oh, it's such a big event. Let me know if you watch the Melbourne Cup at home. Really big in Australia. I'm pretty sure it's pretty international these days now anyway. Okay, let's move into the Swedish town square where we can. Well, it's also cool to be fighting against Swedes. Like, you don't usually do that in Medieval 2. It's mostly just the Danes. They're usually sort of clipped out. How well are we doing here? We've lost 13% to their 27. Once we get a proper couple of cavalry charges in, that's going to be good. So let's get this charge properly in and try and knock them out and behind, and then we'll get you to initiate the countdown. So these guys are doing alright here. They're getting a bit smashed. It's just because of arrow fire and whatnot. But a proper charge is about to come in. God. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, properly charge into that. And you can sit here. The countdown hasn't been initiated. Okay. We have the town square. You think they would. Regardless, we're about to get a strong charge here. Most of them have been wiped out by the look of it. Before it even mattered. Mortars. There's no point of getting them to fire now. Just going to cause more friendly fire than what they're worth. Archers, let's move in. The enemy general has fallen. Captain Colburn, the man with the turban. Okay, and we've got them down. My pikes are coming in now. just swelling the ranks. I wish I had some better infantry, to be honest. Like some proper swordsmen. But regardless, I reckon we've taken this now. They're routing. And this will be a crucial settlement for us, Murmansk. Up in the north, a lot of oil up there, I imagine. I don't know, per se. Or maybe it's that glitch sometimes that cavalry can't take a town square. Sometimes that happens in Total War. Because cavalry is easy to flank in. Nah, not by the look of it. Push in, man. 22% to their 90. To kill their general. But their major full stack is just still hanging out in Copenhagen. Hanging out with the Danes. But regardless, this has been a massive episode. We've taken the majority of Scandinavia for Scotland. Brave Scotland. And that movie was called The Outlaw King. I looked it up. And a lot of guys you said in the comments. I need to watch it. Still haven't watched it just yet. Come on, this is the last unit. The countdown for some reason isn't being initiated. So let's just charge our cavalry around the back. Clear victory! We deployed 1,235. 411 they had. We lost 256 upon the battlefield. There's daggers in men's smiles. Shakespeare. Macbeth. I actually didn't mind that movie. Even though it was Shakespearean, the one with Fassbender, I quite enjoyed it. Macbeth. Right, let's sack. We're getting some really nice coin from these territories. You got to give that to them. But we've taken Murmansk. Okay, Sweden is still massively on the back foot. And there's not really much else we can do. I'll give it one more turn, I think. Cool. So everyone is constructing where we can. I might get up a recruitment pool at somewhat. We'll keep Francis here. Angus is quite young, so he's only got one daughter. That's good. We can start marrying off our princes eventually. Okay, let's chuck a quick save. Let's get some small garrisons in and around Scandinavia. Ceasefire with Sweden. You're laughing. Give me a... I was going to say, give me a region. No way. No way I'm going to accept that. Hopefully Stockholm can be taken now. But it could be a problem if we try and take it. Because a crusade's been called on it. Could be a problem. Okay, Spain don't seem to pressure the Swedes just out of Copenhagen. But we've taken Norway. We've taken Finland. And northern Finland and Russia. Sweden still stands defiant. But we'll just sort of see what happens here. I still think we've still come pretty well off from this Spanish intervention. But we need to keep up good alliance with the French and the Spanish, because they could turn upon us at any moment. Especially in the New World. Because there's not much more territories left there. Okay. Many more. Crimean Khanate's gone. Upgraded this. Hostile ceasefire. That's alright. We're still a little bit further away from arriving in Madagascar. The Portuguese have territories down in South Africa, which is interesting. Or Southern Africa, rather. But yeah, I think that's it for the Swedes. They're still waiting to lose Stockholm now. At the moment, I don't think there's really anywhere else just yet we can push against. We could push against the Russians. That could be something interesting, because I don't particularly want to push against any Europeans. We'll try and negotiate with the Austrians in the next episode, I think, and try and get them into the fold. I just want to try and match as many alliances that the Spanish have, the more the better. But regardless, guys, unfortunately it's time to end the video and the episode here. Thank you very much for watching episode 3 of the Scottish campaign. We've done bits, man. We've taken Norway, we've taken Finland, and we've taken the northern sort of Finnish Russian territory of Murmansk, which is fantastic. Still got our colonies in the New World. and we're heading on down to Madagascar. Hopefully we can have that siege. Hopefully we can have an African siege in into the next episode, tomorrow's episode, and we can push it against and into Australia and a couple more. But regardless, thanks for watching. Let me know feedback and suggestions. Support this series, and I'll do more episodes. It's as simple as that. Unfortunately, guys, it is time to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know in the comment section down below your feedback for the series, and if you'd like to see more, that's the best way to ensure more content. Leave a dislike if you're not enjoying the series. Check out my social media links if you want to stay connected with me. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all in the description below. Highly recommend Twitter. Every single time I post a video, a tweet goes out. It's much more reliable than the YouTube sub box. These days, to get all the notifications for the channel, you have to click the bell, of course, to join the notifications squad. I do enjoy reading those comments. If you guys would like to get yourself some cheap and reliable games, check out my G2A affiliation link in the description below. Maybe you can pick up a strategy game you haven't picked up just yet. Maybe Hearts of Iron, maybe Crusader Kings 2, maybe a Total War. Check out my G2A affiliation link in the description below for cheap and reliable games. I do recommend going and checking out the prices even. There's some really good prices on there. Patreon and merchandise link in the description below, along with the Steam group. Come and join the community on Steam. And on that note, unfortunately, I have to end the video here. Thank you very much for watching once again. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Go out and have a fantastic rest of your day. My name has been Simpzy. Goodbye. Really close cinematic shots here, pushing through the bridge. Oh, look at... That was probably the shot of the video there.